Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So those of you who follow myself on social media, on Instagram, will have seen a couple of weeks ago we got a little sample, Matty boy. I love a sample coming through the door.
Early release.
Early release, early peek at the new HZDRUS RDX Smoke Blue. Most people at some point have hit a HZDRUS shaft, whether it be the original black, yellow, you know, the new green version, the new or the small batch, whatever it may be. There's HZDRUS shafts just about everywhere.
Yeah, I think that's why we see it in the comments so much, just because due to the wide availability of it, you would say. You can get it in so many different clubs, no upcharge and upcharge versions, obviously.
Definitely.
When they release their premium stuff, like the Hulk obviously was so attractive looking, but fit almost no one.
Yeah.
This one, I'm hopefully correct in saying, is a little bit more wide in the market they would serve.
Definitely. That's a great way to look at it, because the green was for your heavy loaders.
Super specific,
Your
right?
Cameron champs of the world. Those guys who have some serious speed. And I remember when we reviewed the green, you went, nah, I couldn't play this.
It was interesting. I think the dispersion and stuff were amazing. But I remember saying to you, like, if that was my first tee shot of the day, I'm going to block it 100 yards left or something, because it just, you can't, without a ton of speed and obviously quick transition, I couldn't make the shaft work for me, basically. This,
In sort of layman's terms, so the way people want to kind of understand a HZDRUS shaft, you've got the standard black, so the smoke black, and you've got the smoke yellow. So both tip stiff by design, the yellow being higher balance point than the black.
Right.
This is kind of what we're getting here, right? So the blue being higher balance point, and like you said, Matt, it's definitely a more user-friendly profile.
Right.
Something that's going to fit the masses way more than green. Torque is a little bit higher, so you'll probably feel like you're getting a little bit more load, a little bit more response from the shaft than you would out something like the green.
Right, and I think torque, even for the high swing speed player, and this, we've got the TX, the 70 gram and the 60 gram TX. Again, we find that is a nice feel kind of designation.
Definitely.
Even a fast player doesn't have to play the lowest torque.
Okay, let's hit some 3-woods, and we've got the driver here as well in the 60 TX. A bit of a kind of follow on from last week's video. Should you play the same sort of profile? It'd be another another opportunity to give our opinion on that.
So they're both built standard length, nothing special on tipping this time.
Yep.
That's nice.
That's a lovely flight.
Good looking ball.
That's handsome. Oh.
Not short either.
I did not think that had 280 in the fly in it.
No, because it's got spin on it. I'm almost kind of shocked by that.
Wow.
A little higher strike, but very similar.
The thing has some serious pop on it.
Wow. Yeah, it feels very, very stable, but I'm not feeling work. Go in.
Oh,
you mother of pearl. Pulled it a hair. That's probably the best hit. It felt the most centered. Wow, look at the speed coming off this thing.
Speed is quick, isn't it?
Ooh, good Lord.
That's a lovely flight.
There's something going on with this little combo. That might do it. Come on, do it. Ooh.
When it's one hop into the pin at 300.
Pretty good miss. It's a little low in the face. And a little toe side.
280 in the air.
So what I'm feeling is, I think for me, my timing, this is working for me to produce speed. Yeah. Whatever the time it's kicking or it's getting in lead deflection, it must be happening at the right time, because I feel like that club head speed and that ball speed are higher than the exertion that I'm putting into it.
So this is sort of a pay attention if you're a Diamana Blue type of review or test.
Yeah.
Stiffen the tip, stiffen the butt section, a little softer in the middle, easier. So I think you're feeling the load, where you're finding it easy to create energy. That's a slightly softer midsection. And that's from the the EI measurements from this, that's exactly what I saw from
So it
those.
makes sense on paper,
Yeah.
yeah. I would say I'm not getting like an excessive kick.
Yeah.
It's just, it's kind of like what Blueboard used to say. It's just a very kind of smooth overall feeling, but very stable.
And you felt like it was fast?
Feels fast.
So the higher balance point element to this, so it came out at D2.6.
Okay, that's nice.
A little light.
It's nice for the 3-wood though,
Yeah,
isn't
so
it?
I'm not surprised you felt like you could really kind of, shift it. You have the overall mass, you have the feeling of that. You've just dropped your swing weight ever so slightly, so it changes the feel of the downswing ever so slightly from an acceleration standpoint.
It's very nice. And that's when subtle counterbalancing like this, very subtle, is just a great tool.
Definitely.
Because you say it's high balance point, but relative to like a VA Nemesis,
not in that
we're not even in the same ballpark.
No,
This
no.
is very subtle.
Yeah, no tungsten sort of in the pre-preg or anything like that. The butt section, not raising it, 5-6 points, but maybe 1.5.
Cool.
Something like that. So when I tested these two, I really liked the 3-wood as well.
Yeah.
I didn't get on so well with the driver.
Interesting.
But I did, because of the counterbalance, play it a little bit longer. So I was in there earlier cutting it down for you.
So you had played it like at 46 or something, or 45?
46.5.
Oh wow, so that was during when you wanted to experiment
Yeah, I was
with longer.
experimenting a little bit. So
Gotcha.
I haven't tried it at the length that you're trying it.
Right.
On the waggle test, it felt like it stiffened up a little bit.
It doesn't feel soft.
It doesn't feel soft.
The waggle test is pretty similar to how it felt with the 3-wood.
Okay. A little bit of spin on there.
25. It's fantastic.
It looks like it just sits there.
Yeah.
That's
Toed
got
it.
some legs.
Yeah, just toed it a little bit, but yeah, there's an autopilot mode going on here. I can feel it. The face is staying very square.
Would you consider playing these two in a driver fairway combo?
Yeah, I'd go play tomorrow with them.
No
question.
problem, yeah.
Honestly, after what that driver felt like, the 3-wood and it's not the 3-wood's fault ever,
Yeah.
any 3-wood. I'm not the best 3-wood player because of my delivery. Even that being said, that 3-wood was as good as anything I've hit.
Yeah.
And the driver this setup, the way you have it, is as good as anything.
Interesting.
So I would have no issue. I'd play it for sure.
To see your confidence soar like that is exactly what a fitter looks for in a session. Feel-wise, not overly stiff, a bit on the smoother side of things, smooth but stable.
Smooth but stable is the best way. I know it's a bit of a cliche. So it's very balanced overall. I'm having a hard time picking anything that isn't good about it.
Yeah.
It's quite solid on mishits. That's the one thing I wanted to ask you. I see this hex cell carbon fiber. In terms of what mishits felt like and how good the results were, I'm kind of wondering, is this their version of Velocore?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's the punchline, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's what this is. I mean, Velocore Ventus has been just an unbelievable success over
Amazing.
the last 2 years.
Deservedly so.
Yeah. So, and when you start getting to profiles like this, it's the same thing, hazardous, but the hazardous material content and sort of looking at hex cell and hex toe carbon fiber. So more of like a reinforcement.
So people wondering what all this stuff means, it's basically those materials and types of carbon fiber given the same weight and wall diameter, they're stronger. So you need less. You need less material down there.
I mean, it's just something that's been done for a long time. You're going back to profiles like the Graphloid Blue back in the day. You know, Graphloid Blue talked about having micro mesh in the tip section.
That's early days for stuff like that.
Early days, you know, 15 or so years ago for that sort of stuff to be going on. So, not that it's new, but it's just certain cycles
developing,
of things.
You'd say it's a developing trend for sure.
Yeah, that's
this is probably, I hate overstating stuff, but I think this, based on my first impression, will start to give Ventus a bit of a run for its money.
Yeah.
Where I think you'd agree, to this point in 2020, it's kind of separated itself by quite a lot in the market. Yeah. I do think this RDX line, and I know they have more coming, the black one too, just based on how those felt in two different clubs, I think they're probably onto something pretty good here.
In the green, like we've talked about being for such a narrow section of the market, you'll probably see more players start to engage with this product, fitters starting to work more with this product.
And why wouldn't you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's, if you swing at 120 or more, I don't see any reason why the TX wouldn't be, you know, something to test.
Yeah.
But I can see this in like a 55 stiff or a 55 regular being great for so many different players.
Feeling like it's got some activity and movement, but without still being stable.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it would be great for people to try this, because I think they'll feel that extra speed and kick, but they won't feel like, oh boy, like I don't want to miss half my shots. Yeah. 100 yards left and right. I think this is as good as my dispersion's been in a while.
Oh, really?
And it's also the best my speed has been in a while, which is a rare combination.
Yeah, I mean, you've found yourself in a lovely window with that TSI3 driver.
It's been fantastic.
It's been good, but you kind of seem to find something different there.
It is different.
And we used the head last week in Ventus Red. You hit it good and you really liked it, but you didn't light up like a Christmas tree like you did there.
No, I would say, if this isn't one of the ones that's a contender for me next spring, I'd be surprised. If we get to next spring and I'm not at least considering it, I'd be surprised.
Well, we've obviously talked a lot in the last few weeks about the new heads for 2021. Everyone's focused on that. Well, we're starting to focus now on the shaft as well, because we build our shaft matrix for next year, and we're looking to the companies, what's coming, what's new. This is one to get excited about. The PVD finishes, they're going to be kind of higher price point products. They're going to be elite in that sense, but I think you can tell by Matt's reaction, don't discount it based on that. Make sure it's part of the ones that you get to try when you go for a fit.
I think the shaft fitting part of it is too overlooked, because people are excited about the new heads coming out, and we know a lot of the ones that are coming out. But to me, I've never been more excited about this sim, because this is the best shaft pairing for it. So all the times we've tested it, I've kind of liked it, as you joke, like I'm flirting with it. This is like, you know, this one would make it playable. So if you're not going for that experience where you get the different shafts, you might discount heads that it's not really the head's fault. You just didn't get a good partner for it.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Okay, guys, more product coming through the door all the time. We're going to start looking to bring in more shafts now. Just this has been good to kind of, we don't do that many on shafts. We focus more on heads, I feel like, because, you know, in the general marketplace, not as many people have access to the shafts that we have. But
correct.
At least, you know, for those of you who do, and those who can seek out, you know, the aftermarket, you know, suppliers, if you like ourselves, Club Champion, True Spec, Cool Clubs, all those sorts of guys. These are some of the ones to keep your eye on for 2021.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Okay, stay tuned for more. We'll see you again soon.